Hey guys, we are back with Kim, and check out this new segment we've got.
This chick.
So looking at how you are a mom today in comparison to how your mom raised you, what do you think are the differences?
Okay, I'm either gonna laugh through this or start to cry.
Do both.
I may. Oh, wow. God bless my mom. My mother she was profoundly loving, incredibly giving, and the best mom I could have had. Unfortunately, on top of that was a thick crust of completely giving a shit about what everybody else in the world thought. And not even what she had proof that people thought, just what she was afraid people thought. So I was told to be a lady. When she was confronted with problems, like, I'm just gonna be very graphic here, when I was inappropriately touched by an adult and I went to her response was, is there a teacher you could talk to about that? Because she didn't, like, she was and then when my sister had a neighbor, she, like, the first thing she said was, don't tell your father. Like, it was just, like, I can't, like, she would just short circuit if something outside of her worldview happened, or if I did something that would make her look like a bad mom. So she really, but underneath that love and that generosity, she overcame that fear to still let me express myself. She overcame, and so now I'm really appreciating how much fear she had to overcome. And so one of the things I actively focus on is my daughter doesn't move through society in a way that looks like she has manners or a good upbringing. She has her own way of moving through society. And one of the things I had to decide early on is who's my priority? The stranger who's looking at me going, you're gonna let your kid do that? Or my daughter who's like, yep, I'm doing it. And so I think that's one of the biggest differences, and it's because of how my mom raised me. It's because I'm so aware of it that I can now make a different choice. So I'm grateful for what she did, and it also helps me realize how much she must have loved me to let me do some of the things that didn't necessarily make her look like a great mom. Like, I did wear fucked up clothes out in public, and I did communicate in inappropriate ways, and she did support me the best way she could. But I'd say that's the biggest difference.
Yeah, so you're gonna fuck up my whole macho image. You're gonna have me crying.
Sorry.
No, so it's amazing that you said it. I'm so glad that you opened up with the fact that, because I was gonna say, so you've already said it, that helped mold you into how you knew what not to do when you had a child and what things to do with your child. Because and it's so crazy. I think everyone's, when they speak about how they raised their child, it was because of what their parents did or didn't do. And I listened to my mom tell me when I was coming up, she was loving, she had one day off a week, and she made sure that we were together. Other than that, she didn't speak to me. And we went out, and it was and I really appreciated that. But if I had to talk to my mother about something like serious, it was same thing. You know, why don't you talk to your uncle or or something like that? And I was like, but I'm asking you. And it was amazing when my mother and I finally had a real conversation when I was older, and she said, well, Larry, I wanted to do the things that my parents didn't do. I was never able to go to a party or go on some kind of trip with the school or things. So I made sure you did. And I did all those things. But the connection was, okay, she's making sure I do all these things, but we don't have a connection where I can just sit down and have this conversation. So I said, when I have children, I'm gonna have that connection. Not to say my mother was bad. She was a she's beautiful and a great mom. But I had to learn things in myself also.
Well, I think that it's, I had this idealized notion that I could do it right, which meant that she would then come out of childhood with no issues,
Yes.
which is not the point of being human. Like we all, that's why we have lives, is to learn how to undo the shit that happened as children. We all get to, I don't think there's anything wrong. My kid's gonna have crap that she's gonna have to learn because of how I do stuff.
Yes.
But that's her right, and that's her journey. And so the fact that she will have things to learn doesn't mean that I'm a bad mom. It just means that she's gonna have some stuff to learn to choose to do on her own way rather than the way I did it.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll be right back. See you.